Hey, what is going on, guys? RPM Slayer here, bringing you my first video in not a few weeks, a few days actually, because basically I've been on holiday for the past couple of days, and the week before I was on holidays, my computer just sort of decided to pack up and die. So when I got back from holiday today, I just had to get inside my computer, clean pretty much everything, switch around the RAM sticks, and bada bing, bada boom, my computer works. So what do you know? Anyway, that's not what this commentary is about, but that's just letting you guys know why I haven't uploaded in a couple of days, and I'll be getting back into my routine now that everything's working, everything's popping, it's all working. So yeah. But anyway, this commentary today is about a little theory I've been thinking up for the DLC 4 of Black Ops 2, specifically zombies wise. And I know we do a lot of zombies theory videos, but this one I haven't really seen any theories similar to mine on YouTube. I've been searching for them, making sure it doesn't look like I'm copying anyone else. And I haven't seen any other videos, so I think honestly, I could be the first person. I don't know, maybe the first person on YouTube to upload this theory. I'm not gonna claim it as the first person, but we'll see. But what this theory is it relates to the buried Easter egg, specifically the Richtofen side of the buried Easter egg, where for a brief period your characters die and you go into this sort of infinity mode. Now, what's really significant about this is the infinity mode part doesn't really sort of pique anything to mind, But what Richtofen says when you're in this infinity mode, he says, "Welcome to the future." Now, this is important because, the future of Buried, whenever at a certain point where the characters, the new characters can't fight zombies anymore, they die. So, maybe they're unable to escape Buried in like they have in the previous maps. So he says, "Welcome to the future," implying that the portion that you're in the infinity mode means that's what the future looks like, and the future looks like the new characters are dead. So if the new characters do indeed die, and that is the future that Richtofen points out, then where do we go from there? There's no more new characters. So that leads me to believe that old characters are indeed coming back. That's one idea of mine that explains why the old characters are coming back. And here's another one that's actually much more interesting. But what it basically is David Vonderhaar released 2 tweets. I don't know exactly when they were. I searched them up on Twitter just to because a friend of mine told me, and I was like, all right, so I'll search these up. So I did, and he basically said a couple of things in these tweets about like an unorthodox idea about killing off the new characters. And then so that's one tweet, and then he has a little plus sign at the end of that tweet, and then another one that says I can't exactly remember what it says. Sorry about that. I'll put an annotation on the screen to say what it says. But basically, it's just explaining how it's all unconfirmed, but he's still got ideas. Him and the zombie guys have got ideas about the new characters dying and the old ones returning. So he said it in a tweet, and generally Vonderhaar will never reveal anything, or at least he'll never reveal anything obviously in his tweets. If anything, he'll hint at it and make it seem something like this. In other words, he's putting little Easter eggs in his tweets. We have to sort of read them in a different way than others would. And I think that's why a lot of people just shrug those tweets off. I mean, they're tweeting out constantly, Treyarch, saying all these random things that you don't really take into account. But then there's a few tweets every now and then that just mean something important. I think this is one of those, because how often does David Vonderhaar tweet something so obvious like that, where he's literally said, had an unorthodox idea about killing off the new characters, like not subtle at all. He went out and said it that he's got an idea about killing off the new characters. And of course in that tweet, he said it's 100% unconfirmed, so we can't hope for anything amazing yet, but it's just these 2 things that really spike my imagination, that make me think, shit, are we getting, Dempsey, Nikolai, Takeo, and I don't know, maybe Samantha or someone back in the next map? Are we getting them back? We never did find out the fate about them. We know, I believe that the new zombies, the Black Ops 2 zombies, is set in the future, not in the future, but in a time that's further on than the Black Ops 1 zombies, apart from Mob of the Dead, obviously, which is set in the past. But the other 3 maps, and probably 4th once it comes out. So that's just what I've been thinking. Like, honestly, are they really gonna sort of bow down to the public as it would be? Because the majority of Zombies fans, at least the ones I've seen, posting in YouTube comments, Twitter statuses, and just my mates in general, all want the old characters to come back, because we're just not fans of the new characters, and I think many people aren't. That's just how it works. But I honestly, I can't imagine Treyarch falling into public demand unless they have a good reason for it. So unless they've got a good storyline planned, or a good idea planned for bringing in the old characters, having them play some more important role in the Easter eggs that have happened so far, then I can't see them bringing back the old characters unless they've got good reason to. I mean, in my eyes, I can't think of any good reason they have to bring them back unless something with Samantha and Richtofen switching bodies, something like that comes into play. But other than that, I can't see any good reason to kill off the old characters, apart from public demand. And when in reality do big companies bow down to public demand? They do what they want. If Treyarch did generally bow down to public demand, we'd still have the old characters and we'd probably still be playing Kino. But anyway, that's just really all the information I've got for you guys now. And just keep in mind, none of this is confirmed. I mean, the Twitter statuses are definitive, they were there, but apart from that, nothing I've said in this video is 100% confirmed. But I think we've got the most hints towards this map pack bringing back the old characters than ever, because whenever the DLCs were leaked, the Zombies DLCs were leaked in the past of Black Ops 2, we've always thought that the old characters were coming back. There's always been those ideas, when Die Rise happened, was this set in the past, blah blah blah, the old characters coming back. When Mob of the Dead was Mob of the Dead was leaked, well, I can't really say Mob of the Dead, that's in the past, but even when Buried was released, I think I still saw some people speculating that the old characters would return in Mob of the Dead because it's an old style map, and old style map, old characters, that kind of fits. But I think this DLC is where if it's going to happen, this is when it's going to happen. And I am really hoping for the old characters to return, because I'm just not a fan of the new characters, just simple as that. I just think they're a lot more boring, and the old characters were a lot more to play, were a lot more fun. And also, the Easter eggs in the old games, in the old Zombies maps, the Black Ops 1 zombie maps, were a lot better, and a lot better than the Black Ops 2's Easter eggs, if you ask me. I mean, I haven't done many of the Black Ops 2 Easter eggs, so I'm not in the best position to talk, but I did all the Black Ops 1 Easter eggs, and they were hella fun. They were ridiculously fun, because they were so complicated and so many steps. And I feel like the Black Ops 2 Easter eggs for Zombies have been a lot quicker. They didn't take as long, because there were two sides to it. There were the Maxis side and the Richtofen side. Whereas in the Black Ops 1 zombie maps, there was one definitive Easter egg, but instead of being small like the Richtofen and the Maxis sides, it was very long, especially the Ascension one. That was exceptionally long. All of them were really long. And that's just, I think, but when Black Ops 1 Zombies was being made, the storyline was much more clear, where I think with Black Ops 2, they've clouded the storyline. They've brought a lot more aspects into it, and made it a hell of a lot more complicated to understand, and even more complicated to make, to write the storyline for Zombies as it progresses. But anyway, guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. The gameplay is coming to a close at some point, but it is I can't believe I haven't even talked about the gameplay yet. But it is a 51-4 gameplay using the Chicom, which is a really underused gun in my opinion, but it's actually quite good. As long as you have full auto on it, and I actually have about 3 swarm failures before I finally get it towards the end of the gameplay, which is kind of sad. I reckon I would have got, close to 100 if I had got all the swarms that I missed out on. You see, I got killed by an RCXD twice on swarm streaks, so that's just Black Ops 2 multiplayer for you. You got to expect that kind of shit. And yeah, sorry about talking about a zombies topic with no zombies gameplay. It's just too hard to get exciting zombies gameplay. It's not really, in my eyes. I would rather see a commentary over multiplayer gameplay, because it's more entertaining in my eyes. But that's just my opinion. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the gameplay and the commentary. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new to my channel. Until then, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.